Hello, I'm Anthony Gismondi, and we're following a year in the life of a BC wine grower. Each season, we look in on 4 wine growers around the province to experience some of the typical seasonal tasks and learn why and when they are done. We head to the Cowichan Valley on southern Vancouver Island, where we learn the ABCs of cellar work and the importance of cleanliness in the winery with winemaker Dan Wright. Outside, we learn how to measure the amount of water in the ground via a vine leaf with vineyard manager Andrew Watts.
I am going to do our monthly barrel tasting just to check in on the barrels, something we do routinely throughout the year, every month. And first step is to clean my thief. I use a little bit of grape spirits distilled from our lees. So I just wash it all down. So I'm not introducing any microbes. Give it a little rinse off. And if you follow me down here, so I'm going to taste through our 2020 Pinot Noir. And how to do this is I would collect a sample from each barrel. So as the wine's aging in the barrel, we get natural evaporation happening of the wine, and which creates headspace in the barrel. And what the problem is with that is oxygen can get to the wine. Basically, oxygen can turn the wine into vinegar. And so every month it's important to check in on the barrels to make sure there's no microbial activity happening on the wine and make sure it's tasting okay. So that's what I'm doing today. And basically I pull the bung, take a sample, I'm also visually inspecting the barrel to make sure there's nothing growing on top of the wine. By the way, if you're hearing some noise in the background, that's my cellar master Morgan cleaning up from a bottling we did yesterday. It's kind of an ongoing process of bottling wine, cleaning, moving wine, cleaning, etc. Looking at the wine, it's clear, it's not turbid, so it's not fermenting at this stage. All the fermentation's done, and then the next activity will be to top up these barrels after we determine what's going on with them. Maybe a little SO2 in there just to protect them from oxygen and microbes. And then we'll top them up with the same wine. We'll empty a barrel if we need to and top it up with Pinot Noir.
The 2020 Pinot Noir will remain in barrel until January, when it will be bottled for a March release. We leave Dan and join Andrew Watts in the middle of the home vineyard to find out if it needs to be irrigated.
Okay, so here we're going to select a leaf from from one of these vines here that's not directly in the sun, and we're looking for a nice leaf. I like to select one in the middle of the canopy. Sometimes you can get a different reading from the bottom or the top, but I like to select one from the middle. And you just need to snap this thing off, and in fairly short order. You want to clean up the stem so you have a nice clean cut, and fold up the leaf, being careful not to damage it at all, so that when we apply pressure with the gas here, that we get an accurate reading on what's occurred inside. Yeah, it's this kind of neat machine. It actually seals right around the stem there. And so we fire that into this chamber here, and we turn on the gas, and we start to watch this gauge here. And in this case, I have control over how quick the gas is going in, and I can see what's happening. And now I slow it down, and we just start to watch at the top of the stem here. So now we can see that the water is starting to bubble out. And so we look over here, we've stopped the gas going in, and we can see what amount of pressure this grapevine is holding onto its water with. It's holding on with just over 5 bars of pressure, or roughly 75 psi. And so this vine isn't stressed at all, despite the warm weather we've been having. you know, we won't have to turn the water on this block today. You know, we haven't had water in about 40 days now, or rain or precipitation in about 40 days, but that doesn't mean that we just turn the water on. It just means that we start to monitor things really carefully, and we'll go out and I'll have a staff member out doing this probably twice a week to make sure that if anything does become stressed, we can be right on top of it and make sure that it gets the water it needs.
Water pressures are important in the Cowichan Valley climate, which some liken to the Mediterranean. But it's nothing like the dry conditions of our final destination, the South Okanagan's Black Sage Bench, where typically first signs of the coming harvest across British Columbia appear in the veraison or the color change of the grapes. Join us as we conclude our summer stops in the year in the life of a BC wine grower.